instead of this, just use your public number, and I'm not sure how
Somebody in my house.
to assist the buyer.
Go more packages.
Of course, I got you. Have a good day. 6274. All right, thanks. Thank you.
More boxes, more UPS boxes.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I got some people in the building that can participate in my training. Joy, you coming in here?
Yeah.
Got Tasia in the building. I got the Laquana Davis Realty Group. Or L Davis Realty Group. What's the name of your team?
Is that what we doing?
What'd you say, Alicia?
Yeah, I'll be going back and forth.
Whatever comes out quick. All right. Well, as we wait on other people to come on, we have the real estate summit coming up, and I just want to use this as an opportunity for us to talk about how we can best leverage what's going on with the real estate summit. Now, before we jump into it, though, man, I would love for people that have participated in the real estate summit in the past to talk about their experiences and kind of where they found value in it. So I know Margaret's participated, Laquana's participated in the past. Who wants to go first and talk about the good old real estate summit?
Well, I guess I can go.
Let me turn you up.
It's a big rush. So the day of.
Yeah, so what?
A big rush. Like it's. Let me turn my volume up.
Go ahead.
Well, I'll definitely explain it to you.
Yeah, we're waiting for explanation.
So it's a big exciting rush. Like it can be a little overwhelming, but it's a lot of moving parts and it's a lot going on. So it's always exciting because every day leading up, it's like it's a mad dash to talk to people, let everyone you can talk to know about it. And it's always a part of the year where you're going to get some leads. So I guess I would say it's like second to Christmas, like the emphasis on it. Like it's like, man, everybody's building up. Like you like little elves at the North Pole, everybody working to get ready. Everybody playing a part. And that day of, Santa finna come with that sleigh, drop all those gifts off. So those are all the leads. Like these leads finna get dropped off. Everybody gonna be excited. Everybody gonna be ready to get a hand in it. And for the people, I think it's something that they look forward to because they have these goals of home ownership and now goals of real estate investing that if they didn't know where to start, they at least have a start. They have people they can talk to. So I think it's very exciting, and that's why we put so much emphasis on it every year. Like, hey, this is our big thing. This is our event, and it's very exciting.
Okay, thank you, Margaret, for sharing that. I appreciate it. Okay, Laquana, you want to share your experience? I know you've attended it. And then iPhone, I don't know whose iPhone.
I agree with Margaret. It is a very, very exciting event. It's not only, for your first time agents as well, and just agents that don't really get out there. It's a wealth of resources and information, I think, as well, that you also can get. And then the opportunity to be able to nurture people on the spot and take them around and really sincerely see their need and hear their need is very rewarding because you're actually really building relationships on the spot. So it really behooves you to be in person because you can make phone calls, but to actually capture them in person and build that one-on-one relationship is going to go a lot further. So that's what I like about it. I like how the community comes together. The time that I went, we fed so many people. We've had some of everything for the kids, areas for the kids to play in, and just something for the entire family. You know, so, and the one piece that's new this year is the investment. So I'm excited to see how that unfolds. But it also just gives a community resource in one spot. So that's my take.
Good. Thank you for sharing, Laquan. Hey, Joe, you ever been to one?
Nope.
I thought you had been to one before. I know Erica has. But okay, well, thank you guys for sharing that. Who is iPhone? Who is iPhone?
It's Destiny. My first child, I'm driving.
Oh, there you go. Destiny's on iPhone.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
Not kidding.
all right, so the real estate summit, it's this the 6th year that we're doing it. It was birthed out of actually the vision for my pastor. He had a vision of wanting to do a real estate summit. He had literally called me out in the middle of church service one day, and said, Deacon Davis, I want you to this year, we need to be giving money out to people so they can buy houses. And I want the church is gonna give out $5,000 to someone. And I want you to put together an event, a conference, so we can tell the people and we can get them this $5,000 in the middle of church. And I'm like, okay, all right, I guess we could do that. So that was the very first year. That year we had partnered with the Houston Black Real Estate Association to do that one together. But then everyone afterwards has just been only Brooks and Davis. And, we averaged between 100, 200 people to attend it. One of the things that we definitely want to get better at as we continue to move forward is really that after event, that after conference engagement and following up with everyone. So that's, for those of you all that participate with us on the lead distribution sessions on Thursdays, then those leads that we're distributing, the place where we get most of them is actually the Real Estate Summit. So the Real Estate Summit is our biggest event, biggest program. It is our way of closing out the year. So as we get into November and December, there won't be much programming, and we won't kick it back up. The Brooks and Davis program, we won't kick it back up until January. So it is, what I say separates Brooks and Davis, like what separates our event, and this is something that you can share with, hold on real quick. I'm about to put the Laquan Davis Realty Group out. All right. So what really separates our event from other summits, from other expos is, and I don't know, first of all, how many of y'all have gone to a summit or an expo or something like that? Have you?
Yes, F.
I
Went to the Black Expo.
You're going, all right. Unless you ever gone to a summit before?
No.
Like no expo, nothing like that?
Like a conference?
Like just like an event where a bunch of people that have vendor tables.
Expo or
Yeah.
like maybe like a musical summit or something.
You been to a musical summit?
Like with different
Like vendors, they trying to sell you something on it?
Yeah.
So you've been to that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a gist
Okay.
of it, right? So, and everybody else, have y'all been to I know Margaret said yes. Jackie, you been to Jackie, you been to Summit. Joy, y'all been to something? You never been to like a summit where they have vendor tables and they're trying to sell you stuff, and you been to one of those? Yeah. So like if you were going to one, like say you were going by yourself, right? Is it intimidating?
I would say intimidating, just more like maybe overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
Overwhelming, intimidating. So, and so obviously we're not the only company that does like summits and things like this, right? So even the Houston Black Real Estate Association, they do what we call a wealth building day. But what separates us is taking taking into consideration that it could be overwhelming for somebody. And as real estate professionals, we know that, especially for first-time home buyers, just the thought and the process of buying a house itself is overwhelming, right? So we're saying, hey, come to this event and we're going to educate you. We're in essence, we want to provide you what it feels like, an immersive experience, what it feels like to go through the home buying process, right? But then we bring them to this event with all of these people and all these vendors, and that's definitely not the feeling that we want them to walk away with. So what we decided to do, and really where the name came from, mapping your way to homeownership, was that we wanted to have guided tours. We wanted to have somebody there for every attendee that could actually walk them and point them to, hey, like LaQuanta said, getting an idea of what their current situation is, and then actually physically guiding them to the people that they needed to be speaking through. So when they do leave, it does truly feel like they purchased a home.
Yeah.
Because that's really what our role is as real estate professionals, is to be there and guide people through the process, right? So, when talking to people, especially when I'm talking to people about the summit, what I tell them is, hey, ours is different because when you come, everybody's gonna have someone that's gonna guide them and walk them through the process. So as you're getting that education, we're making sure that you're getting the specific and custom education that's for you as an individual. So that's an excellent selling point, right? The way we have it, and I'm kind of going through this, like before we can jump into how you can leverage it, y'all first need to understand what it is that y'all are explaining. So the way we do it is that we have it set up in 3 different neighborhoods. All right, so neighborhood 1 really consists of those it consists of the components of the process when it comes to preparing the person, right? So we'll have mortgage professionals there. We'll have representatives from, say, NACA, from the down payment assistance. We'll have, let's see, I think one year we had a CPA was there, right? So when people are kind of talking about getting their finances and things in order, for some individuals, that's where they start. One year we had the owner finance company, right? Which is one of those companies that you can use. So we have those type of individuals that are in neighborhood 1, right? All right, neighborhood 2. So neighborhood 1 is like preparation, right? I know one year we had credit restoration in there as well, but I think last year we ended up moving credit restoration to the community clubhouse, which is kind of like just the open marketplace. But that's what's happening in neighborhood 1. And then in neighborhood 2 is where we have like contract to close. So like when they get under contract, these are the people that they're going to be dealing with, right? So your inspector, title, right? Builders, survey. One year we had survey company, home warranty, home insurance. Like, so all of those components that once you're approved and now you're looking for a house, possibly get it under contract, these are the components that you're going to be dealing with, right? And then in neighborhood 3 is after the close, like now you own it, right? So we try to get the county appraisal district there. So we can talk about property taxes and homestead. We work to get HCAS. You can understand how that works and how that fits in. One year we had a security company, so ADT, so they were there. One year we had like we also kind of put people there for like interior design. So we had like a stager there. Like if you want to sell your house, this is what we had. Some contractors there one year. So that's neighborhood 3. We had last year we had Frost Bank, which will probably be there again this year because they do home equity line of credits. They do refinancing, right? So it's like after you own the home, these are some resources that you could tap into. So that's neighborhood 3, right? And then in the middle, it's kind of where LaQuanta talked about, we got stuff for the kids, we got food, we have, different vendors. So now if it's not real estate related, then we'll put them in a community clubhouse, right? Because in the past we had it to where it had to fit one of those check boxes of real estate related, right? So we got to put you in one of the neighborhoods. And if you don't have a resource or a service that fits you inside of one of the neighborhoods, you can participate, right? But then we was like, hey, but you know what? We could put them in the market. I mean, in the clubhouse, and we called it a community clubhouse and we called it neighborhoods because we wanted to kind of keep that theme of real estate.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like a master plan community that they're coming to. Right. So they got the clubhouse. And then stuff for the kids. I know one year in the community clubhouse, we had a guy giving CPR demonstrations. That was cool. We had the library there once before. One year we had a setup with the fire department. So it's a really good event. And like I said, the way we do it is that when a person comes in and they register, then they're assigned a color. They get a sticker color, and then we call up tours every 15 minutes. So whatever your sticker says, then you will go, and I think we got the tours down for and the Brooks and Davis agents are the ones that's giving the tours.
Yeah.
Right. So we're the only realtor.
Oh, I love being official.
Yeah, we're the only.
I do. I love leading the group. I'm like,
Leading the group. Yeah, you are the tour guide. Yes. And again, you're there to just kind of offer the expertise and offer that level of comfort. And like, if you're a new agent, I don't want you to be tripping like, oh, but I don't know what to say. Not listen. You're just there to provide some level of comfort for the person so they're not by themselves. Even if you're not giving them any kind of advice, the fact that you're just with them and just like, hey, don't worry, like it's gonna be okay. Don't worry. Like that's powerful enough.
yeah.
Right. So they're not going through this by themselves and they're not going through it alone. So but every 15 minutes we do raffles. This year, usually I have the mic and I'm the MC, but I don't want to do that no more. So this year we're working on getting the MC that's actually going to MC the event. We have music playing. And it's only 3 hours. Like the very first one, man, it was 5 hours. And we was like, nah, I think it was from like 9 to 2. And we was like, man, after that first year, we was like, nah, we got to cut this thing down at 12. Right. And usually around 12 o'clock, that's when between 11:30, 12:30, when it start dying down anyway. So couple of new things this year is, again, we are introducing the first time investor component, right? So that's brand new. But what it should do is open us up to another audience, a larger audience of individuals. So we won't just have first time home buyers, we'll have first time investors as well, which offers more opportunity for you all, because that's at the end of the day, that's what the summit is all about. Putting you all in a position to where you have opportunities to attract business and begin to work the business. Why are you saying no, Jackie? She said no with a whole lot of O's.
I know my mind, you know what? It just now jumped in my head when you said, I'm looking for an MC this year.
Oh, don't be hating, Jackie. I'm gonna give you the mic. You're gonna be the MC. But yeah, so that'll open us up to a whole nother group of individuals. The investing mini camp is gonna be nice. So Andre Berard is one of our newest teams. If you're not familiar with him, he does a lot of investing, building, working with builders, developers. He actually just flew to Washington, D.C. to present this tiny home project that him and his partners are about to put up. So it's going to be him. It's going to be his architect, Garland. It's going to be Nahum, which I think is the engineer. Diamond Jackson, she's going to be talking about being a woman general contractor. So she's the one that kind of facilitates their projects. And then Moses Sty, who does, he specializes in like investor and investment type finance projects. So that's going to be an excellent event. Probably what'll happen is that the summit will begin at 9, and then probably at, say, between 10:30 and 11, we'll do the investor mini camp, the panel, and then people could go there, or people that's for that, they can go there. And we are working on getting vendors that speak to those, like an investor person. So maybe you have an architectural firm there, maybe you have like I said, most is probably gonna have a table there. All of those people will be in neighborhood 3 as well. Right? Because again, the idea is you shouldn't be buying no investment property if you still renting. So get your house first. So we're assuming everybody that's there for the investing mini camp already owns a home, and then maybe they can leverage some of the equity in their home to begin investing in real estate as well. So property management company would be in neighborhood 3, those kind of people. Okay. All right. So that's the gist of it. All right. So now let's talk about how do we use this event, right? So this is, as you can tell, it's a big event. Like I said, in the past, we've attracted 100, 200 people. So it's a huge opportunity, right? So now it's, well, now, and you didn't have to do nothing but show up, right? And use it. But now the question is, well, how do we use it? So we got 10 days before it's here. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So before I do that, though, you know, y'all just kind of give me your thoughts. Like, how do you feel like as a real estate professional, you could best utilize the real estate summit to help you attract business? Like, somebody give me their thoughts.
I'll start.
Okay, Jackie.
And you witnessed a little bit of this last night
Okay.
as I was talking to individuals, because one thing I know is everybody has to live somewhere, which means you have to pay for somewhere to live. So my strategy from being the real estate profession is, let's take that money that you're paying for rent to turn into you paying for a mortgage and owning your own home for generational wealth. I always start with that. It's intriguing to most people because they do have to pay to live somewhere. Now let's find out what the barriers are to prevent you from becoming your own homeowner.
I love it. So that's the conversation that you're having with people when you're talking to them?
Yes, I am.
I love it. I love it. All right, good. What other ways can you use the real estate summit to attract business to you?
I don't know. That real estate summit, just the name of it itself is giving me leads. I have people calling me every time I post that flyer or pass that flyer out. So it works for me. I mean, you just have to do it.
Jackie say it worked. So what are you doing, Jackie?
You just have to do it.
That's what they hear. That's what they here to learn. Like you just said that every time you put it out there, you getting people, you getting leads. So what are you doing? Like, what are you doing to get all these leads?
So, well, again, you know, I'm from a huge faith base. So last week we visited 2 different churches. As I went to those churches, I asked the Reverend, and I know that's just me because I'm bold, to give me a couple of minutes to speak about our summit, pass out those flyers, and I had 3 people call me this week. Even though they were wanting to lease a house, that's still a start. I work with them for the first year and tell them how to own a home. So leads or leads.
Leads or leads.
And I plan to do that again this Sunday.
That's a great idea. And look, I hope y'all have y'all notebooks out, right? The whole idea of this is to get the information and then begin to execute on it. Like, this isn't stuff, Jackie just gave a strategy that's proven, right? Mm-hmm. She said she did this, and she got a business from it, right? And you can do that. How many of y'all have churches that y'all go to, right? How many of y'all have, I'm not saying you got to have the same relationship that Jackie has to where the pastor give you the mic, but you might be able to do that. Matter of fact, me and LaQuanta, LaQuanta, tell them about what we did last Wednesday when we went to True Light. Remember we went to True Light?
You have to remind her she went to church.
I had to remind her, Jackie.
Well, we went to a Wednesday night service at True Light in the Third Ward area, and we were able to do a small introduction of the Mapping Your Way to home ownership, and we also highlighted the investment. And so there's a lot of families in there that have already purchased their home, but they have equity and money that they don't know what to do with. So it was a way to talk with them and just give a highlight. And then there were some agents in there, newer agents that we found out as well. So it was just the way, like, Catholic people are open to feeding their congregations and their people of their church, you know, and it gives a blah, blah. So you bringing the information to them puts them in a better light as well. So don't be afraid, like she said, she wouldn't ask, but maybe it'd be something like, hey, can I just put these here, put your information on it, or on the outside to say, I just want to give the community something that they may not otherwise be aware of, that this is out here. So
yeah. And to LaQuanta's point, you know, we were out at that event yesterday, and Jackie can attest to this. I was saying, hey, we're doing the real estate summit. We're doing it at Bethel's family, right? And then they were like, oh yeah, Bethel's family is always doing a lot for the community, right? So it really helped the church, being able to connect it to the church and then connect it to the constituents in the community to see the church in a better light, right? Even though it's technically a Brooks and Davis event, but because we had tied it to one church and Bethel's family, it just reinforced the type of work that the church was doing in the community anyway. So that's good. That's good. So I know Margaret, we went to the Marshall High School. Oh, Elijah, you was at the Marshall High School too. So why don't you tell them about some of the stuff that y'all did at Marshall High School, Elijah?
I feel like I'm more connected with like the students and the young people there,
Okay.
but that was cool just because real estate it's a hot topic now for younger generations.
Mm-hmm.
So even just letting them, they're like, oh, I want to own a home,
Mhm.
So just planting those seeds for them.
Yeah.
And then also like they can pass it on to their family, just receiving. I know I was that student. Like I was the type to go home and tell my parents everything that I learned. Like so I feel like maybe there's some kids out there that are the same. And just touching the younger generation because they need that, but also like they could spread information as well, especially through social media and just whatever. So.
Yeah. Now that was good, man. And one of the things that I know Elijah and Rick I thought was a good idea. Because it was a high school homecoming, so you got a lot of kids there. So you're like, well, they can't buy a house. Like, why are you here? Well, they got parents, right? So what Rick and Elijah started doing was because we had a big old bowl of candy, right? So we got the candy, and obviously the kids want to come get the candy. Well, what they started doing was when the kids or the teenagers came to come get the candy, Rick was like, no, for you to get this candy, here go 2 flyers. You got to go pass these 2 flyers out and then bring them back, and then I give you the candy. And that's how they were
putting to work.
putting the kids. And it was funny too because I went and charged them up. I thought they was just sitting there lollygagging, talking around. And then Rick was like, "Nah, man, this is what we've been doing." And it worked because then I looked at that candy jar and I saw that candy jar had gotten low. So I knew they were doing it. So that's another excellent idea. And that's why it's good to, when we have these different vendor tables opportunities, it's good to participate in those vendor table opportunities because the event that the vendor table is at has done the hard work for you. Like you don't have to go find people to talk to. They're all here, right? So now since they're all here, it's just a matter of you engaging, right? So I know Elijah on Sunday, tell them about that. You were in the church because we have one more opportunity this Sunday coming up where you can go to one of the church services in the foyer of the church that we're having the summit. So, but Elijah, why don't you tell them about that experience of doing that? Had you ever done anything like that before?
No,
you did. Okay, good.
But honestly, it was a good experience because just the church, the community, everyone's coming in. Like it was good vibes, number one. And then people were very receptive to it. So I'm just like, hey, would you mind if I let you know about our real estate summit, And it just piqued everyone's interest because whether they needed something or they knew of someone else, and they're like, oh, this would be really cool. And then we were at the venue where it was going to be held. So it was already like a comfortable setting for people to be like, okay, cool. Like, I'll be there. Like, I'm definitely going to come. Let them know about vendors who would be there, other resources, and just information that'll be shared. And they were very receptive. So it was good.
I love it.
Good vibes. Everyone was so nice. They thought I was working for the church. I'm here. Love my church.
Good deal. All right. And actually, Kalisha, if you and Margaret could share about your experience as well, passing out flyers at the church in the foyer. And like I said, there's another opportunity, one last opportunity this Sunday for you to do it for everybody to do it again. But I would love for them to hear from you. So, Kalisha, we can start with you, and then Margaret, I'll pull you in.
Okay.
I had a really great experience when I was there this past Sunday. I talked to a lot of people like the other lady said, people were very receptive. of the event, some of them seemed kind of surprised. I don't know if maybe they just wasn't paying attention during the announcement. But when they seemed kind of surprised when I stopped and was talking to them about it as far as what all was going to be happening there. And so a lot of people were interested that are already homeowners. They were interested in the investment part, and they were really receptive of that, as well as, if they were already a homeowner, maybe not looking for investments, they had a family member, a daughter or sister, cousin, or whoever who needed help with buying a house. And so I did have a couple people sign up right there on the spot, other ones who were wanting it for their family members. But otherwise had really great conversations with people. They had a lot of questions, and they were, really interested and looking forward to coming to the event, especially when we talked about all of the different vendors that were going to be there to be able to answer those questions as far as financing and resources and stuff like that for them.
Good deal, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate my major players out there getting that work in, man. All right, Margaret.
Yes, so the handing out the flyers there are an excellent opportunity. Bethel's has done the work for you. So you just really, if you're just there smiling and people coming out the door, you can easily pull them to the side and they do talk to you. And it's a good idea to have two people because you'll be holding a conversation and other people will be like waiting in line and they trying to get the good news too. So it's good to have two people there, but it's no shortage of having those real estate conversations. Like all the work is done. And I got a lead last Sunday. So sometimes people are ready to move or they have like immediate questions and they want to do something immediately. And it's like, okay, hey, thank you, Lord. I'm in the house. So you're in the right spot. So you never know. You might get an immediate lead.
A lead on the spot, huh, Mark?
What you say?
A lead on the spot. You get a lead on the spot, huh?
Yes. So there's always that opportunity. And for like newer agents, you could hone in on your 15-second speech to grab people. You get used to smiling because that's a big attractor of people when you're at like events like that, to have people come your way. We did have candy there too to also help attract. But yeah, it was a fun event. You would think, okay, I got to get out of here Sunday and go do this, but it's not like a chore. Once you get there, it flows really easy. Time passes by fast because you're talking to so many people, and they actually started turning the lights out on us. So it was just flowing. So it's a good thing for y'all to come out there and get some experience and talking to people and going to those type of events and doing those type of things, because it doesn't just have to be at Bethel's. You could pick up a scoop of flies and go pick a church and just talk to somebody and say, hey, can I hand these out? So you've gotten some practice at Bethel already. You can go to like some churches' Bible study. So you could really get that fire under you, and you'll be hopping from church to church handing out those flyers and getting leads.
I love it. But you know what? That's an excellent idea. Again, I hope y'all are writing these down, right? Because that's what this session is all about. Is about you all identifying quantifiable actions that you can take, right? But Margaret said you can get some flyers and you can go to another church, right? And pass out flyers at that church, right? In essence, duplicate the same thing that we're doing at Bethel's. So that was an excellent idea, Margaret. Thank you. So Margaret says she picked up a lead. Elijah, you were finna say something.
Oh, Laverne and she suggested we were writing our name and number down on the flyers you were passing out. So when you would have the contact with like the immediate lead or something, they're like, oh, well, I think I need da da da. It was like, okay, well, there's my name and number. So just to connect you with the person that you actually met.
Yeah.
If you give them that good personal experience, now they have your name and number, they'll think of you, and you never know. You could get a call or text, and
Yeah.
we
Good deal.
All right. We was writing them down.
Yeah, yes. No, that's a good idea as well. And again, remember, this is the team that went to the church and was passing out flyers. One of the things that I reminded them of was when that happens, right? When you get those right now people, you got to make sure you capture their contact information, right? So when you get that person that says, "Oh, I've been thinking about buying," well, you don't want to just give them a flyer with your name and number and tell them to call you, because guess what? They're not gonna call. All right. I know you think they're gonna call. I know they were smiling at you and you really had them warm and fuzzies like they was gonna do it. But this is 20 years of experience telling you they're not gonna call you. Okay. Let alone they may lose the flyer before they even get to their car. They may have all the good intentions in the world to call you, and they just can't find the flyer no more. So you want to get their information, right? A good way of doing that is telling people, hey, you know what? I ain't got no cards. Give me your phone number. Let me text you my information. Now you get their information, right? Or get the digital card, right? I mean, they have the what is that? Blink. I have Blink, right? I like Blink because it puts the QR code on the front of your phone and they can scan it. See that little QR code? Boop, QR code, they scan it. But then when they scan it to save my information into their phone, it also pulls up for them to send me their name, phone number, and email. That's why I like it. Right. So if I'm out, somebody says I don't have any, I'm like, well, let me get your information. Oh man, I don't have any cards or anything. Okay, here, we'll scan this. And I do it even if I've given them one of my business cards. I still tell them, hey, we'll scan this, right? Only so it can pull it up so I can get their information and it adds to my contacts. But that's key. And I told them that, reminded them, because when you do these kind of events, it isn't just about promotion. Remember, we're not a street team. I think I tell Margaret this all the time. I say, look, man, we ain't no street team. We ain't just about passing out flyers. That's not what this is about, right? This is about putting yourself in a position to begin to have a real estate conversation with someone with the ultimate goal of possibly attracting the lead. Like that's what this is. So this right here, yeah, we want to make people aware of the real estate summit, but in reality, we want to have a reason to spark a conversation with someone to get it out to just see what opportunities or what possibilities exist. Now, and when we do that, when it works out, we absolutely want to make sure that we get their contact information, right? Because we don't want them to walk away. We just missed an opportunity for that. All right, good job. All right, so we've talked about now, Jackie, you talked about posting on social media. So let's talk about that. And Kalisha, I know you're real big on social media as well. So I know Jackie says she has. Kalisha, have you been posting information about the summit on your social media platforms?
Yes, I did. I posted a video about the summit on there with the flyer, as well as I posted it in my stories on Instagram. And I also put the link for the registration in the bio of my Instagram account. And there's a flyer. So when you go to my profile, it shows up and it's pinned to the top of my page about the upcoming summit. And then the link for them to be able to register for it is right there in my information. And then as one of my social media posts, when I posted the video after the registration event on Sunday, I also put, like a little thing just saying, hey, if you're interested in registering for free for this event, just put comment summit in the comment section or message me or click the link in my bio and giving them, multiple different options and ways that they can register for that event. And then also to kind of circle back, like Laverne said, I ended up getting a great lead from the event as well. And we did exchange contact information and we followed up with each other since then too. I also have a digital QR code that I share with people and pass out some business cards to a couple who were asking for more information or were possibly a little bit ready or not going to be able to make it to that event due to different things, but they were interested and had questions. So I did give out QR codes or give my business card. And I use Hi Hello, which is similar to Blink. So whenever they scan it, it's digital and on my business cards, but when they scan it, it also sends me their information back too, and it's a free app.
Yeah. And Blink is free. Blink is free too. So good deal, man. Like, I think already I've counted 2 leads. Margaret says she got a lead. Jackie say she done got some leads social media wise, 2 or 3. Kalisha got a lead. So we're at 4 leads already, right? So this isn't something that I'm making up. This is proven. You just got to do it. You just got to take advantage. Like I didn't even count my leads. So when I went to Marshall High School, to the Marshall High School event, I picked up 2 leads. And then, Laquana, when we went to the event at the church, she mentioned the leads. So what are we at? 8 leads? We're at 8 leads already. Because this stuff works, right? And again, you didn't have to go through the hassle of creating this summit or putting this summit together. It's all done, it's all laid out for you, right? You just have to leverage it and use it. I mean, to be honest with you, the same approach with the summit can be done with the pre-home buyer session that we do every month, right? We already have an event that we do monthly that's already laid out. Flyers and everything is already done. Landing pages, registration, everything is done. All you have to do is just mirror it on your own. So, okay. Anybody else have any ideas or comments before I kind of jump in with some of the ones that I have?
I do.
Go ahead, Jackie.
It's not, in my experience, and especially from working with Brooks and Davis firm, a lot of people think Mike just like to talk, which he does. But when it comes to the leads, I can honestly say it's not that we don't get them, but we don't manage them. We think, or we leave with the expectation of, well, I gave them my card, they'll call me back. No, that's not managing your lead.
Right.
So if we put a system in place to manage our leads, you'll be amazed at how much your business will grow.
Amen. Look at that, Jackie. Your check is in the mail.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I need it.
And I think that's an excellent segue, right? So because what we talk about at Brooks and Davis, it's really 3 main activities, right? When we talk about money making activities, it's really 3 like main foundational ones. So especially for my new agents, it's really 3 main foundational activities, money making activities. All right. Now, so what do I mean by that? Well, when you get up every day and you're working your real estate business and you know, if you go to another job, they give you a shift, you're going to have a certain amount of hours that week, right? So most full-time positions, it's a 40-hour work week. So it's spoken of in time, right? In hours. All right. So that means if you're going to say, hey, I'm a part-time agent, y'all know I don't like that term, but if you're going to say it just for illustration purposes, I'm a part-time agent, then that means you should be able to show that you've contributed or devoted at least 20 hours to real estate. And it shouldn't be something that you having to guess about. It shouldn't be hard to quantify. If you got a job, 9 to 5, they tell you to be there at 9, they tell you to leave at 5, Monday through Friday, it's real clear if you gave that time. Were you there at 9, did you work, did you leave at 5? I mean, a lot of them, they got a clock in and a clock out, right? To quantify the time. So the thing though is that we don't translate that into real estate. Like we feel like we can call ourselves a part-time agent, but we're not keeping track of any of the hours that we're putting in real estate, right? And then when you begin to track the hours that you put into real estate, just like Jackie said, if you were managing leads, you'll realize, if you begin to track, you'll begin to realize that you're not putting much time into it, right? Definitely not enough time to say you part-time, right? So part-time is 20 hours. So with that being said, okay, Mike, I'm with you. I'm gonna do 20 hours of real estate. What should I be doing? Right? That's the other part that people get locked up in, right? Well, it's 3 main foundational activities. All right. Number 1 is you should at least an hour a day, and this is even if you have another career, you can still do this. An hour a day, 5 hours a week of prospecting. Okay. So now we just gave you some great ideas when it comes to prospecting, right? And I'm gonna give you some more. But you could be posting stuff on your social media about the summit, get in people's DMs. Go and Knock on doors in your neighborhood. Like we talked about with the church. You can go to churches, right? That's prospecting. Like that's you doing activities and you're going there with the purpose to attract new business. That's prospecting. So every day, an hour a day, 5 hours a week. And however you lay it out, because can't do it Monday through Friday, but you have some availability Saturday, you have some availability Sunday, right? So hour a day, 5 hours a week. All right. The other one is Jackie talked about it. Lead management. What's the point of attracting these leads if you're not managing them? Well, what does lead management look like? Lead management is when you get somebody, the very first thing you should say is what? Who can tell me what's the very first, when a person approaches you and they say, hey, I'm thinking about buying a house. I'd want to buy a house. What's the very first thing you should get them to do, to tell you? Who knows?
How soon?
How soon?
Yeah.
How soon? Now, why is that so critical, Margaret?
So you can rank them
So
as a B or C lead.
absolutely. How soon are you looking? Right? There ain't no point in having no 15-minute conversation with somebody and walking away from it. You don't have no clue on how soon they want to do it. Right? The very first thing you want to do, you got to do is you got to rank. You got to ask them, how soon are you looking to do this? And if they're looking to do it within 90 days, what are they? Nope. What are they?
After 90 days, within B.
All right, B. They'll be, yeah. And like Joyce said, and if they want to do it after 90 days, they're a C lead. So it's easy, right? This stuff is simple. Okay. So the very first thing you want to rank them. Now, the reason that you want to rank them is when it's time to do your lead management, it's time to do your ABC follow-up, then you know who you need to be calling, right? All right, so when do we call B leads? Who knows? When do we call B leads? Twice a month, when?
First week of the third week.
First and the 15th.
Yeah.
Like payday, right? First and the 15th, beginning on Monday. Because it takes time to call them sometimes. Like, I mean, like for me, I got 30, I think I last looked, I got like 38 B leads. Matter of fact, I think Elijah said she was calling her C leads. You called your C leads yesterday? How many you have? 70 something C leads, right? Now, Elijah was able to get through hers, but she got a power dollar, right? If you ain't got no power dollar.
Yeah, that's rough.
Look at Margaret. You ain't got no Margaret. Matter of fact, Margaret, how many C leads you have, Margaret?
Gotta put hair in the chest, make it stronger.
I think around 40 something.
Around 40 something?
No, I think it's more than that.
Yeah, I think you got
I
more
said maybe
than that.
around 70 to 80.
Yeah. So Margaret has about 70 or 80 C leads. She don't have a power dollar. So how long it take you to get through your C leads? It takes the whole
I
week,
have
right?
to spread them out over the week.
Yeah, it takes the whole week. So that's why we say the week of the 1st and the week of the 15th, or C leads, you call them the week of the 8th. But you want to do it beginning on Monday. So you can have that whole week, right? So that's why you want to ask people when you're prospecting and you meet them, how soon they want to do it, because you need to know, do they go in that B lead rotation or do they go in that C lead rotation? And then you got to manage it. All right. And here's the thing. And this is where a lot of agents are dropping the ball. Jackie just talked about it. They're not doing this part, right? So they become great at lead generating. Even myself, like I became great at lead generating. I mean, at one point I would do like 200 leads a month, attracting me in 30 days, killing it. But I wasn't making no money. Why? Because I wasn't managing. I get them, I'd attract them. I may talk to them 1 or 2 times and then that's it. When we found out in this business, it may take 6 to 8 months, right? Before you close it, before you even get into a position to where it's even moving in any particular direction, it may take 6 to 8 months. And that's 6 to 8 times of you engaging them on a consistent basis. So that's why lead management is important. But the only way that you're going to ensure that you do it is that you got to put it on the calendar. So that's the other hour of thing you need to be doing. You need to be doing an hour of prospecting, 1 hour a day, 5 hours a week, 1 hour of lead management, 5 hours a day. 1 hour a day, 5 hours a week. And then the last one it has to do with our second most valuable currency. Who knows what our second most valuable currency is that we all have access to? Time is one.
Relationship.
Relationships. We all have relationships. It's our second most valuable currency. And a lot of us are not taking advantage of it. So the third technique, the third tool has to do with nurturing your relationships. I literally was having this conversation with the co-founder of Brooks and Davis real estate firm today. And I was getting on him, telling him that you ain't doing a good enough job of nurturing your relationships. And vice versa, same thing with me. We all have the capacity, whether we've been here 20 years and we're broker, owner, business people, or whether we're brand new agents coming into this business. This technique works for everybody. And all it entails is you creating a list of 50 people. We call it your top 50, right? These are people that know you, like you, trust you, have some type of experience with. All right. So now people like myself that's been in Houston their whole life, that's easy, right? Matter of fact, it actually becomes hard because I'm trying to figure out who gonna make the list because I got more than 50. So it's hard for me. But then for some people, it'll be hard because maybe they're not from Houston. Maybe they're not where they grew up, or they don't know. So they're like, I don't know 50 people, right? So it's difficult. But you got to do it. Just like for me, I got to just get 50 people. For you, you got to get 50 people. That means you got to get out. That's even more of a reason why you need to come to the booth vendor tables or to the summit or so you can meet a person to put on there. I have some people and it's like, well, I don't know 50 people. I'm not from here. And then they're still being particular about who they put on their top 50. I'm like, if you ain't got top 50, if you don't have 50 people, then that person going on the list. Everybody going on there until you get to 50. And then once you get to 50 and you begin to nurture that 50, as you get to meet new people, then you can start replacing people. But we got to get to 50, right? That means, and we got to get to 50 as soon as possible because the habit works. So we're going to spend an hour a day working our top 50. So that's creating it. That's engaging the people on it. And we want to engage them once a month in a meaningful way. Engage them once a month in a meaningful way. So that could be a phone call. That could be a handwritten note. That could be an invitation to lunch or coffee or dinner. That could be, that's getting their birthdays. That's getting their kids' names. Like literally, this is a group of people, in essence, that you're going to be intentional about learning as much as you can and engaging with them on an intimate way. That's really all it is. So pick you 50 people that you want to do that for. And ever since I started kind of implementing it in a more intentional way, what I found myself is it actually becomes easier. Like, you'll get these invitations to people's events like birthday parties and stuff for their kids. Now I can say, hey, is this person in my top 50? If they're in my top 50, then I feel obligated. But even then, it's more than an obligation because I know I'm being intentional about investing into the relationship. If they're not in my top 50, then it begins to come real easy to be like, nah, we're going to miss this one, right? So it's a group of people that you're going to be intentional about nurturing and engaging. And again, it's one of those things that if it's not on the calendar, if you haven't allocated time for it, you're not going to do it, all right? So those are the 3 foundational things that you want to be using your most valuable resource. What's your most valuable resource, Joy? What's the most valuable? Time, right? So you want to make sure that you invest in your most valuable resource in the right things. And I just gave you what they are if you're brand new. 1 hour prospecting, 1 hour of ABC fall or lead management, 1 hour of top 50, 5 hours a week. That's 15 hours a week, right? So now, if we're just doing that, we ain't doing nothing else. We just doing that. 15 hours a week. Can we now say that we're part-time? Can we now say that we're part-time if we're doing at least 15 hours a week?
No.
That's quantifiable, huh? I mean, in theory, but I mean, if I'm doing 15 hours of something every week, I think I can kind of call myself part-time, right? At least I'm putting in some part-time work that's quantifiable that I can point to versus what I hear a lot of is, oh yeah, I'm doing this. All right, well, how many hours did you spend working on your real estate? I don't know. Oh, well, what'd you do? I don't, and Bruh, you ain't do nothing. That's what that means. Okay, so prospecting, top 50, ABC lead management. All right. So now, for those of you all that with the prospecting piece, we gave some ideas, right? So social media, Kalisha talked about how she's used it, what she's done with the flyer, and if you all, and what I'm gonna do is I feel like I may have done it already, but I'm gonna drop a link in the group meet that has all the digital content for the summit. So we have videos in there, we have flyers in there, and you can use it. You can take those formats and you can upload them on your social media. So I'm going to do that when we finish. We also, if you go to the @CEO Coach Mike Instagram, we're posting 3 times a week. So you all can repurpose the content that's on my Instagram and my Facebook. I believe we're posting on Brooks and Davis. I'm not for sure what the frequency is for that Instagram, but I definitely know my personal one is 3 posts a week that we're sending out as it relates. So there's already content on there. There's already videos and reels and shorts and all of that. We're doing shorts on the Brooks and Davis YouTube channel, 3 different shorts a day about the real estate summit. Again, you can repurpose those things. I know there are softwares out there, and the reason I know because our virtual assistants, they use them, where you can actually pull the videos from our YouTube, put them into an MP4 format, and then now you can take those and you can do whatever you want to do with it. Okay. So those are some other ideas of how you can leverage it to put yourself in a position to get leads. All right. Thursday, Friday, the Thursday and Friday before the summit. So that's next week. We are putting a team together, and that's going to go out to the community to pass out flyers to the neighbors, to pass out flyers to the business owners. We're going to be doing that. We may even start it on Wednesday because I don't think we have any trainings next week. So what else you got going on? I ain't got no training for you. You can get out there and pass out some flyers. So we're going to put together a collective, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I kind of need to think through it. And we're going to go to the neighborhoods and we're going to pass out. We got the flyers. We're going to pass out the flyers. We're going to go to the businesses, again, to have these conversations. So be thinking about that so you can take advantage and use that as an opportunity to attract leads to your business. We're going to do that. All right, next week. All right, my people that already have leads, that already have B leads, they already have C leads, and you've already been engaging them on a consistent basis. Well, guess what I just did? I just gave you a reason to send something to them. Now you ain't got to think of, for you all that are engaging your B and your C leads, I know sometimes it can be difficult knowing what you're going to say this month, what you're going to say this time when you touch them, when you engage them, right? Well, now I just gave you something. You got the something. You're just calling to let them know about the summit, right? I also gave you something for your top 50, right? I just, for the month, to make sure that I engaged all of my top 50 for the month of September, I just used the summit. And let me tell you how I did it. So because these are intimate relationships, the way that I framed it with my top 50 was, hey, could you do me a favor, right? People always like to do people favors. And remember, I've been engaging them every month in an intentional way. So every month, could you do me a favor?
Yeah, that's that.
We have our real estate summit coming up. Could you share it for me? First-time home buyers, first-time investors. Simple as that. Do me a favor. Can you, real estate summit, first-time homeowners, first-time home buyers, first-time investors. Can you share it for me? And guess what? I got a lot of my top 50, right? These are my friends, family. And they were like, absolutely. I would love to. You got it. Definitely going to do that for you. And that's the beauty of the top 50, is that you've created a fan base that's going to do things for you when you ask them to do things. But you got to make sure that when they ask you to do stuff, because they're in your top 50, you're going to do things for them as well. So you're truly nurturing the relationship. And now you can use the real estate summit as a mechanism to do that as well, right? So it covers, so the real estate summit itself just covers every single one of those pillars that I just talked about. The prospecting, the lead management, as well as the top 50. All right. What other questions? Any other questions? Any other comments? Y'all ready to go promote? So who's gonna go promote? What are y'all gonna do? Everybody gotta tell me what they're gonna do.
I'm not.
Alasia just showing her phone.
If I was on Facebook just now.
Alasia's in the
I'm
middle.
inspired, okay? I had to put it on my Facebook.
Alasia is posting as we speak on her Facebook page. Good job. Good job. All right, who else? What are you gonna do? And Taze, you gotta do something too, girl. Because you're in real estate too.
I'll be telling my leads, everybody I make phone calls to about it.
Oh, so this is C lead week. You're gonna be telling your C leads. No, this is B lead week.
Yeah, this B lead.
B lead week. Good deal. So Margaret's gonna let her B leads know. Laquana?
What we gonna do? You gonna make
What are you gonna do to promote the real estate, to attract business to yourself?
Oh, go within my community, my neighbors,
In your house?
the neighbors around our community. Mhm.
Oh, awesome. Okay, good deal. All right. What? Good. All right, Kalisha, what you gonna do?
I plan to continue posting it on my social media and work up and make sure that I'm doing it at least 3 times a week up into the event. I also intend to be back out at Bethel on Sunday to do registration again in person, and I also intend to participate at least one day next week with door knocking.
Love it.
And also sharing it to my leads as well.
Good deal. Good deal. Love it. Love it. Love it. Let's see. Oh, Destiny jumped on. I was just about to call her name too. What you gonna do, Taze?
Just circle back around, I'm still thinking about it.
Oh, okay. I gotta circle back around to Taze. I gotta circle around about it. All right, Joy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? One thing on how you're gonna use the real estate summit to attract business to yourself. Post it on social media?
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, Shay, you licensed now, Shay. You gotta do it too. Come on, Shay. LaShavia.
It's a 1-bedroom lot.
Dean.
The other one's a main. It's like 3-4 bedrooms. So you could put you can. reserve
Shay just stepped away.
Or reserve them separate.
All right, they stepped away. Taze, it's back on you.
I'm gonna try to make it to the sun.
Oh, she said she gonna make it to the
I
sun.
know I'm gonna try. I'll be at
Don't
work.
try.
I'll be at work around that time.
We don't try.
I'm gonna bring my laptop with me.
Yeah, there we go.
Bring my-
We don't try, we do. Okay, good deal. All right, well, does anybody else have any questions or comments or anything? No? Okay, good. This is a good session. Was this good? Was this good for everybody?
Yep.
Yep, it's good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good. So keep cranking it out. We'll see how our registrations are doing. I know we got Tasia here, man. She's banging out these calls. Make sure the
Doing it.
vendors are here. Gonna have the vendors in the building. And it's gonna be a great event. So until then, y'all have a great day, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Alrighty. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We can show faces property or painting video. Appreciation.